Today, we're rewinding the clock to the exact moment where reality TV collided head-on with courtroom reality. Because besties, what we all thought we knew about Kody Brown and Robyn Brown, it just exploded in the most jaw-dropping, spine-tingling way imaginable. You've watched them for years on Sister Wives. The laughter, the heartbreak, the endless family meetings at that oversized table. You've probably even argued with friends about who was right, who was wrong, who was just playing the victim. But what if I told you? The real story, the one hidden from the cameras and buried behind sealed court documents, was far darker than anything TLC ever showed us. Because according to recently surfaced legal filings, there's an entire financial saga that rewrites everything we thought we knew about the Brown family. Let's set the scene. The reunion episode has just aired. Kody sits on that infamous brown couch, arms folded tight, wearing his trademark "I'm the victim here" expression. Robyn, ever the tearful defender, clutches his hand as if she's holding the whole world together. The music swells, the wives exchange weary glances. Some angry, some simply too drained to care. The message is the same as always: family unity, loyalty, overcoming challenges. But as those episodes aired, something very different was unfolding off camera. Because behind the scenes, investigators were quietly piecing together a paper trail that would shake the family's entire foundation. Banking records, phone logs, emails, everything. And at the center of it all, Kody Brown and Robyn Brown. Prosecutors allege that Kody, the so-called patriarch and self-proclaimed protector of fairness, was quietly moving nearly $450,000 into hidden accounts. And who was right beside him? Robyn, reportedly co-signing and coordinating the whole operation. Now, if you've been a longtime Sister Wives fan, you'll remember that iconic kitchen table scene. Kody with his whiteboard, drawing charts, pretending every wife had an equal voice in family finances. "This is about fairness," he said. "This is about legacy." But fast forward to the courtroom, and those words sound more like a punchline than a promise. According to sworn statements, Kody and Robyn allegedly created private business accounts to siphon money away from joint family funds. Checks with forged signatures, fake invoices for companies that never existed, and hush money payments to accountants who allegedly helped keep everything quiet. On TV, it looked like a family bound by love and faith. But behind closed doors, the real story was being written in ledgers and legal affidavits. And when the authorities finally got involved, Robyn reportedly tried to brush it off. In leaked transcripts, she allegedly told investigators, "It's just family business. Money moves around. Records get messy." But prosecutors weren't buying it. The judge ordered a full forensic audit. Every dollar, every transfer, every signature, going back to 2015. Now let's rewind to season 17. Cameras are rolling, tensions are high. Kody is raising his voice about property disputes, insisting everyone trust him because he's done the research. Robyn nods obediently beside him. Janelle looks frustrated. Meri looks numb. And Christine, the peacemaker, trying to hold the chaos together. But what viewers didn't see was that behind the scenes, Janelle and Christine had already begun raising red flags about missing funds. Emails to producers, quiet warnings to attorneys, all while being muzzled by NDAs and fear of legal backlash. According to court findings, Kody and Robyn allegedly used their positions as primary decision makers to funnel money into multiple shell businesses under Robyn's name. These companies had no employees, no products, just empty accounts designed to store family money off the books. Each time someone questioned it, Kody would explode in anger, accusing them of betrayal or disloyalty. By 2022, the transfers reportedly totaled nearly $500,000. When the judge ordered parts of the case unsealed, fans were stunned. The same man who preached about doing what's right for the family was now being accused of betraying that very principle. And imagine how that felt for Christine and Janelle, watching Kody and Robyn smiling for cameras, while allegedly knowing where the money really went. That kind of betrayal isn't just emotional. It's financial warfare. Soon, whispers turned into headlines. Court filings surfaced. Reporters started connecting the dots. TLC executives, caught off guard, scrambled to decide what could still legally air. Scenes were edited. Footage was reviewed. The network wanted distance, but it was too late. The story had escaped into the real world. And the courtroom? Oh, besties, it was pure chaos. Flashbulbs outside, reporters waiting on the courthouse steps, fans clutching tabloids screaming, "The Browns exposed!" Inside, Kody and Robyn sat before prosecutors armed with years of financial records and one burning question. Where did the $450,000 go? According to leaked transcripts, the prosecutor's opening statement was absolutely brutal. She laid out a timeline spanning nearly a decade. Every transfer, every fake consulting company, every check. The evidence was devastating. Robyn, always the image of poise, reportedly broke down in tears, but the judge wasn't moved. He ordered a forensic team to audit every account tied to the couple, hundreds of transactions, analyzed line by line. The forensic accountant's testimony was chilling. She described a deliberate, calculated system designed to hide funds not just from the other wives, but from creditors, and possibly even from TLC itself. Some of the accounts weren't in their names at all, but in the names of distant relatives or companies that never conducted real business. One of the most shocking discoveries? A series of late-night wire transfers, each one just under the federal reporting limit. Each allegedly signed off by both Kody and Robyn. When questioned, the accountant pointed directly at the signatures, confirmed by handwriting experts. Then came the texts and emails. Some deleted, some recovered. In one message, Robyn allegedly reassured Kody, "No one will ever know. It's all just family business." But the judge had the final word. When money moves in the dark, the light of the law will find it. In the courtroom gallery sat Christine and Janelle, no longer co-stars, but witnesses. Under oath, they told their stories. Janelle described long nights spent reconciling numbers that didn't make sense, missing payments, unexplained withdrawals. Christine, ever gentle, said she'd learned not to ask questions because every answer led to a fight. The prosecution painted a devastating picture, one where family unity was nothing more than a financial smokescreen. And in that moment, the line between reality TV and real-life crime completely disappeared. So besties, this was just session 1, the gathering storm. But as we move into session 2, the thunder truly hits. Because this isn't about ratings anymore. It's about truth, legacy, and the law. And when the lights go out and the cameras stop rolling, the question remains, will Kody and Robyn's version of the truth survive the courtroom spotlight? Or will the family's empire finally crumble under the weight of its own secrets? Stay tuned, because the next chapter is where sister wives meet scandal, and fiction gives way to hard reality. Let's make one thing crystal clear. Kody and Robyn Brown weren't just passive victims of bad luck or media misunderstanding. According to the case files, they were allegedly the masterminds behind a complex financial web that didn't just hurt their own family. It allegedly ensnared investors, business partners, and even fans who bought into the Sister Wives brand. The money trail wasn't about privacy. Prosecutors claim it was about concealment, deliberate, calculated concealment to avoid accountability. But here's where the courtroom turns into a battlefield. Kody's defense team came prepared for war. They claimed this was all a giant misunderstanding, blown out of proportion by bitter ex-wives and jealous outsiders. According to them, Kody wasn't a criminal, just a misunderstood businessman protecting his family's legacy. Robyn? They painted her as the dutiful wife, emotionally fragile, manipulated by the man she trusted most. Her lawyer even called in a psychologist to testify about the emotional strain of polygamous marriage and life under a national spotlight. It was a bold move, but the evidence? It refused to be silenced. Over and over, prosecutors brought the focus back to the numbers. Bank records, audio recordings, emails, even phone calls allegedly between Kody and financial advisors where phrases like, "move it before anyone notices," and "it's just a paperwork thing" were used. Every line item told a story, and none of it favored the Browns. The pressure inside that courtroom was electric. The judge, who had started out patient, began to lose her composure with each delay tactic from the defense. At one point, she snapped, "This is not reality TV. This is real life, with real consequences." And with that, she froze all joint family accounts. Every penny. Grocery bills, mortgages, tuition fees, locked under court supervision. The entire Brown financial empire went on ice overnight. Outside, the headlines exploded. Kody and Robyn accused of $450K family fortune fraud. The sister wives scandal that shattered America's favorite polygamous family. Fans were torn apart. Some stood by Christine and Janelle, saying they'd been gaslit for years. Others refused to believe that Kody and Robyn could ever do something this deceitful. But behind the scenes, the emotional fallout was undeniable. Christine, once the family's heart, felt a mix of vindication and devastation. Janelle, proud and fiercely independent, was reportedly furious, not just at the money lost, but at the trust betrayed. Robyn, once the symbol of new beginnings, was now being painted as the co-conspirator. Friends say she barely slept, terrified of what prison might mean for her children. And Kody, according to witnesses, he was a shell of himself. The fiery, confident patriarch was gone. No grand speeches, no TV bravado. On the stand, he avoided eye contact, voice shaking as he said, "I only wanted to protect my family." The prosecutor's retort cut through the courtroom like glass. "You weren't protecting them, Mr. Brown. You were protecting yourself." Then came the twist no one saw coming. The judge announced that Christine and Janelle would now have full independent legal rights to audit the family's financial history, including subpoenaing TLC itself for all past contracts and disclosures. For the first time, the women who had been kept in the dark could finally see the truth in black and white. It wasn't just a court case anymore. It was a full-scale reckoning. And that's when everything changed. Meri, who had stayed mostly silent for years, reached out to Christine and Janelle privately. Sources say she offered both support and testimony, even hinting at her own legal action. For the first time in a decade, the sister wives stood united again, not by love for Kody, but by a shared mission to expose the truth. The judge's closing words that day echoed like prophecy. Trust is earned through honesty, not performance. As the courtroom emptied, you could feel it. The Brown family, as the world knew it, had just ceased to exist. But besties, grab your tea because Session 3 isn't about money anymore. It's about hearts breaking in real time. The courtroom becomes an emotional minefield. Cameras click, reporters lean forward, and all eyes fall on Kody Brown, the first to take the stand. Her voice trembles as she swears the oath. She describes years of confusion, bank accounts that never added up, arguments that ended with Kody's anger and Robyn's silence. The prosecution plays clips from sister wives on a courtroom screen. Kody smiling, Robyn nodding, talking about transparency and family trust. The contrast with Christine's trembling testimony is haunting. The same moments that once aired with uplifting music now play like scenes from a tragedy. Christine reveals she kept her own ledgers, handwritten records of missing funds. When she shares them with the court, the gallery gasps. The judge herself pauses, visibly moved. But the most heartbreaking moment comes when Christine recalls telling her children about the case. Her daughter's question still echoes. Is Dad going to jail? Did Robyn take our money? The courtroom falls silent as Christine sobs. The judge allows a break. Even the reporters look shaken. Then comes Janelle, calm, detailed, precise. She lays out emails, dates, screenshots. Her tone is firm but weary. "I wanted to be loyal," she says. But loyalty only works if everyone's playing by the same rules. She explains how her credit was destroyed while Kody and Robyn lived comfortably. The courtroom murmurs. And then the recordings. Kody's voice, low and urgent. "Don't say anything you don't have to. Stick to the story. It's all family business." Robyn's voice follows, anxious. "Are the transfers safe?" Kody replies, "No one's going to look. We're fine." The judge shakes her head in disbelief. Robyn's turn on the stand is pure theater. Her lawyer paints her as a broken woman, controlled by Kody's dominance. She trembles, voice cracking. "I never wanted to hurt anyone." But the prosecution lays document after document with her signature, on every major transaction. "Did you read these before signing?" The prosecutor asks. Robyn stammers, then whispers, "I trusted Kody." The courtroom feels like it's holding its breath. Even Meri wipes tears. Years of family unity unravel in minutes. Then the prosecutors drop their bombshell. They reveal sealed documents from a former TLC executive, showing the network had suspected financial irregularities for years, but stayed quiet to protect the show's image. The court orders the files unsealed. And suddenly, everyone realizes this scandal doesn't just belong to the Browns. It's industry-wide. Outside chaos reigns. Reporters swarm. Fans argue. Was Kody always this manipulative, or did fame twist him? Was Robyn truly a mastermind, or just a pawn? Christine tells reporters, "I just want the truth out, no matter how ugly it is." Janelle adds, "This isn't about revenge. It's about healing." And that's where we leave Session 3. A family empire shattered, a legacy undone, and America's most famous polygamist family stripped bare under the glare of justice. But besties, we're not done. Because Session 4 is where timelines collide. The prosecution rolls out a giant digital calendar. On one side, Sister Wives episodes glowing with laughter and love. On the other, real-world events, wire transfers, secret meetings, court filings. And as the dates align, the truth becomes undeniable. Every family meeting scene had a shadow. Every trust me speech hid a transaction. Every smile on TV matched a withdrawal in real life. And this, my friends, is where the illusion finally shatters forever. When Kody and Robyn were on television smiling, pledging unity and honesty to millions, court records allegedly told a very different story. While the cameras captured love and loyalty, behind the scenes, some of the most incriminating transfers were already in motion. The timeline stitching between what viewers saw and what investigators later found is nothing short of explosive. Take that big family meeting in season 16. Kody stands at the head of the table, marker in hand, sketching out property lines and future investments, declaring, "We're a team. We do this together." But according to bank records just hours later, $75,000 was wired from the family's joint account to one of Robyn's consulting businesses, an account now flagged as central to the prosecution's case. It's a contradiction that even the most loyal fans can't ignore. The court spent hours dissecting these overlaps. Prosecutors called it a pattern of public performance masking private misconduct. On television, Kody and Robyn presented themselves as misunderstood victims, unfairly judged, fighting for their right to love. But off-screen, according to sealed affidavits, Christine and Janelle were quietly panicking over dwindling grocery money and unpaid bills. The judge would later describe it as a narrative of family unity, at odds with the undisputed flow of funds. To drive the point home, the prosecution played a chilling sequence, video clips side by side with financial statements. On the left screen, Robyn tearfully insisting, "I would never, ever keep secrets from the other wives." On the right, her digital signature authorizing a $30,000 withdrawal the same week Christine had asked about missing money and was told, "Don't worry, it's handled." The courtroom audience shifted uncomfortably as the deception began to unfold. A media analyst, an expert in reality television truth distortion, was called to testify. His statement was blunt. Shows like Sister Wives are carefully edited to fit a story. But real life is messy. These timelines prove that what fans saw was, at best, a selective version of events. According to him, the gap between television and reality was the very space where Kody and Robyn's alleged scheme thrived. And that's when the unraveling began. Imagine being Christine or Janelle, rewatching those episodes years later, seeing themselves gaslit on national television while knowing exactly what was happening with the money. Both women testified that they felt they were losing their minds, forced to perform a script they knew was false, silenced by contracts, and terrified of breaching NDAs. Christine revealed she often cried after filming, saying it felt like living in two worlds at once. The TV world, where everything was about hope and love, and the real world, where I was hiding credit card bills and praying the mortgage cleared. Janelle admitted she sometimes hoped the cameras would accidentally capture something that exposed the truth. "We just smiled, said our lines, and survived." A particularly damning moment arrived when the prosecution highlighted a scene from season 17. Robyn breaking down in tears, telling Meri and Janelle she feels left out and longs for trust. That same month, property records showed Kody and Robyn allegedly closed on a $3 million home, funded through withdrawals from accounts meant for shared family needs. The judge called it the clearest example of fiction colliding with reality. Kody and Robyn's lawyers argued that comparing edited television to real events was unfair, that reshoots and scripting distorted context. But prosecutors didn't back down. They produced emails between Kody and producers, allegedly showing that he requested certain scenes be filmed after specific financial decisions to shape the story and protect their image. The suggestion was chillingly clear. Kody may have used the show itself as a smokescreen. Outside the courtroom, fans were fiercely divided. Some sided with Christine and Janelle. Hashtags like Triner Team Christine and Justice for Janelle filled social media. Others stood by Kody and Robyn, calling the case a witch hunt. But as evidence piled up, the public opinion began to shift. Reddit exploded with timeline analyses. TikTok was flooded with frame-by-frame breakdowns. Suddenly, the Sister Wives saga wasn't just television gossip. It was a real-life legal drama unfolding before the world. Then came Meri's moment. Usually silent, she was now part of the story through private texts admitted as evidence. "How many times can you move money before someone notices?" One message read, "Are we all just pawns in this game?" Another said. The courtroom fell silent. Meri's neutrality shattered. The illusion of unity collapsed completely. The judge then ordered a special session to examine the show's influence on the case. Executives from the network were summoned. Their internal memos, now unsealed, revealed years of quiet concern. A former producer's note read, "We knew about the property discrepancies, but the Browns insisted it was just family stuff. Legal told us to steer clear." The judge's response was cold and unwavering. Entertainment contracts do not excuse criminal acts. Even the network couldn't escape accountability. The children's testimonies were heartbreaking. One wrote, "I was told to smile for the cameras, even when things were falling apart." Another said, "I learned not to ask questions, on or off camera." Their words exposed the long-term cost of living inside a performance. And then came the final reckoning. The courtroom hushed as the judge began her closing remarks. "This case is a cautionary tale," she said. "Public image is not a shield. The truth may be delayed by clever editing and spin, but it will always come out." Kody and Robyn sat motionless, faces pale under the weight of the verdict. Outside, reporters gathered, pens poised, cameras ready. Inside, the air was heavy. The end of a family empire unfolding in real time. Christine and Janelle broke down, tears of release, not revenge. Years of doubt, manipulation, and silence were finally vindicated in a court of law. Meri, ever composed, wept quietly and held them close. Kody was sentenced to prison. The exact term was sealed, but it marked the downfall of reality TV's most famous patriarch. Robyn was spared jail but ordered to repay $450,000 and serve years of supervised probation. The judge told her, "You signed the checks? You signed your name to the lies." Reporters flooded the streets as the news broke. Kody Brown sentenced. Sister Wives' empire collapses. Robyn Brown ordered to pay $450,000. The internet exploded. Fans dissected every moment. TikTokers, Redditors, and podcasters turned the courtroom saga into global commentary. But inside those courthouse walls, it was quiet. The Brown children hugged their mothers, some crying, others numb. One whispered, "We never asked for any of this. We just wanted a family." Another murmured, "Maybe now we can move on." Christine, in her statement, said softly, "I never wanted this to be public. But truth brings peace." Janelle added, "It's not how I wanted it to end, but it's better than living a lie." And even Robyn, tearful, stripped of pretense, reportedly told the judge, "I was wrong. I should have chosen truth over comfort." The lesson was simple but devastating. Reality television can shape stories, but not rewrite facts. When image replaces integrity, collapse is only a matter of time. The judge's words echo long after the verdict. You can sell a story to the world, but you cannot sell a lie to the law. As the courthouse emptied and the family scattered, the message was clear. The truth always finds its way out, no matter how perfectly the show is edited. And that, besties, is the moment where everything truly turns.